Good morning. Hello, lovelies. All right. So, have any of you ever hated your body so much? Like, genuinely hated your body? I know for me personally, when I was about 23 years old, I had just had my third child, and I went through a really, really dark season in my life. And part of that was I genuinely hated my body at that time. I couldn't look in the mirror and find one thing that I felt good about. I would literally look in the mirror and just, the pain I felt back then. I'll have to show you a picture. I went through that was like such a crazy time for me, and I was so down and depressed and upset and had so much self-hate and self-loathing that I also decided to cut all my hair off. I've seen these posts where they're like, if you're depressed, if you're upset, don't cut your hair. And that was one of those years for me where I was really upset, and I just cut all my hair hoping it would make me feel better. And of course it didn't. I then had this hairstyle that I was not excited about. Now I can look back on it at the pictures and I'm like, oh, Beth, it's actually I think it's really cute now. But at the time I had so much self-hate that I couldn't see it clearly. So I want to share with you, because maybe you're in that situation now, or even if you're not, I'm sure there's been different times in your life where you've had some body issues. You've literally looked at your body and wished you could change it. You wanted it to be different than what it is. And now I'm all for I put on makeup already this morning. I'm I'm all for us doing the things that we want to do, but not from a place because of we're believing that what is bad or wrong or ugly. And I think that's the key, because what I've learned is even after you change the thing, so even after you get the haircut, even after you lose the weight, even after you go and get the Botox, if you're having a lot of self-hate, even after you do the thing, the self-hate will come back. You might have a day or two where you're like, oh, yay, I feel so much better. I look so good. But if you've been practicing some self-hate, it will still be there, because your brain is wired to believe what it thinks. And if it knows if it's really easy to think something, then it's going to continue to think something. So if you've produced a habit or a pattern of thinking, I'm hideous, then sadly, your brain's going to want you to believe that, because it's really easy to believe. So I want to talk about 3 things that I've done that really help me when I get into this place where I feel like I'm having negative self-talk about my body. And first and foremost, let me just be very clear. There comes a point in time, and this is what I had to do with myself, where I literally had to say, stop it, Beth. I had to tell myself, no more. I'm not going to treat my body this way anymore. I wouldn't treat my friend this way. I wouldn't treat the person I hate the most this way. I would not treat anybody how I treat my own self, just with the way I was talking about myself. And I'll explain as I go through the 3 little tips that have really helped me out. Okay, first one. This one's kind of weird. You've probably never done it before, and maybe it's a little bit morbid, but try it out and tell me what you think. The first thing I do is I use my imagination. And so I want you to imagine with me that you are literally laying on the ground. So you just picture yourself laying on the ground exactly as you are right now. Not how you want to look, not how you think you should look, not what culture deems beautiful. Just you exactly as you are. And you're there, and that form that we call you is completely lifeless. I want you to imagine it without your spirit, without your life breathing into it. It's literally the dead version of you. And as you look, I want you to just take a moment and breathe that in. Like, really imagine it and see yourself laying there. When I do this, when I actually picture me and I see this form that I've thought was me, I kind of am able to see that, oh my gosh, I'm so much more than this form. And I look at all the details. Like, really, like, look at your hair. Look at every little hair on your head. Look at your face. Look at, like, your creases and your freckles and your teeth and your eyelashes and your eyebrows and your ears and your neck. And really, like, examine your body as it's laying there on the ground. And realize this body isn't you, but it's a gift that's been given to you that you get to step into so that you get to live a life here. You get to experience some things. I try to think like we always talk about, like, how we think heaven's going to be, just so amazing. But sometimes I wonder, what if it's so amazing right here, right now? What if I'm meant to experience heaven right here, right now? Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to physically, like, hug someone in the next life, right? Like, I know right now I have the sensory of touch. And I know what it feels like to touch something physical, to touch, like to feel. I know what it's like to smell. I know what it's like to see and to hear. And yes, I might be able to do all of those things and probably much more in the afterlife. We can say that. But all I know is right now there's something really magical about having a physical body that afterwards I don't get to have. Afterwards, I don't necessarily get to have this body, and which means I don't get to have the same experience that I'm getting to have right now. So what if this is like the real treasure? This is the thing I've wanted. As you're laying there and imagining yourself on the ground, would you say yes to that body exactly as it is, so that you can have the life that you are currently having, so that you can experience touch, so that you can experience taste and smell, so that you get to experience the contrast of life, which means you'll experience great joy, but you'll also experience great pain. This is your life. And right now you get to do it through this container, this tent. And like, when you step that far back from it, it's pretty amazing. Like, we were all born as a little baby, an infant. We couldn't hold our own heads. And somehow this body, it morphs and it changes and it carries us through all these experiences in our life. all the way up until, we're 100 years old, right? This, like, I look at my body from this perspective and I'm just like, wow. Like, wow. So I would like to encourage you to practice it and tell me what you think. Like, what's your experience if you step outside of your body for a moment and just see it as a lifeless thing. It's not all you, but you get to step into it so that you can have a human life here. And what a real, like, magical gift that is, because it is so short. I mean, 100 years seems like a long time, but it's also like nothing. It goes so fast, and it's hard. But I think a part of it is that it's meant to be hard. And yeah, maybe it's a really beautiful gift. Okay, so that's step 1. Try it out. Tell me what you think. Step 2. Now this one literally changed my life. I was living in Uganda and I was having a hard time. I had gotten back into a negative swing of things and I wasn't finding much joy in my life. And I definitely was not enjoying my body or myself. So I heard Louise Hay mention this and I was like, you know what? She swears by it, so I'm going to try it. But all you're going to do is you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to just look at yourself. Look deep into your eyes. Do it. And then you're just going to say to yourself, I love you. I really love you. And you just stay there. You stay there and look at yourself. Look at your reflection. And tell yourself you love you. Maybe you need to stay there for a long time. Maybe it only takes a few minutes for you. It really just depends on where you're at. But are you willing to look into the mirror and not critique yourself, not criticize, not point out all the things you wish were different, but look in the mirror and give yourself love. Tell yourself that you love you. The first time I did this, I cried. I literally, looking into my eyes, I felt like I did see my soul. And I realized how I just hadn't taken the time to even try to love me. I was so busy judging me. And it felt really good to have compassion. It also felt really, really weird and foreign. So that's all you have to do. Really that simple. To see yourself and tell yourself you love you. And then do it over and over and over again. Every mirror you pass today, I just want you to tell yourself, I love you. And mean it. You have to get to that place where you can believe it. So at least for the first time, take some real time with that so you can feel it. You have to be able to feel the love you have for yourself. And then every time you pass that mirror, you can tap back into that feeling of genuine love. All right, step 3 is going to be write a letter to your body. Just to your body, a love letter. I want you to really tap into how amazing this vessel is that's holding you, this tent that is housing you. And tell it all the things. Say I'm sorry. Ask for forgiveness. And show that body some respect. Respect that it deserves. Because listen, I know our culture has taught us to believe there's a standard or a type of beauty. But here's the thing, and this is what is people like, it's so interesting. It doesn't matter what you look like, it only matters what you're telling yourself. Beauty is not a beauty really is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is a decision. It's a decision that you get to make. If you want to be beautiful, you just have to decide that I'm beautiful. That's it. I promise you don't need to change a thing about you. You don't need to look different. You don't need to be different. You don't need to have a certain size. You just make a decision that you're beautiful. And here's the thing. I did this work on myself. And at first it was very difficult to say, like, hold on, like, I'm beautiful, because I wanted me to look different. I really did. I wanted to look different than how I look. And then I just decided, wait, what if I just decided to like how I look exactly as I am? Even when I look crazy. I'll even post a picture for you guys. I sent a picture to my husband. I had my hair in a bun all day, and then I took it out and my hair was like crazy poofy. And it was so funny just to see how crazy my hair was. And even then I was like, I'm beautiful, and I really believe it. So it's like, I don't care if people don't think I'm beautiful anymore. I used to ask my mom every day, do you think I'm pretty? Am I pretty? I just needed this validation from other people. And now it's so great that I don't have to wait on my husband. I don't have to wait on my children to tell me I'm beautiful. I just know it because I've chosen it. I've chosen to believe it, and you get to choose that too for you. You get to decide to think you're amazing. And one of the things, like, I know a lot of people, you may or may not like her, but Lizzo taught me this so well. The way she is just feels and the way she just carries herself in her body. At first I was shocked because I hadn't seen such confidence before. And a lot of times we're kind of like repelled from that. We think, oh my gosh, like she's being arrogant. And here's what I've learned is that it's not arrogance. It's called love. And when you're withholding love from yourself, you don't like it when other people are not doing that. You don't like it when people are showing themselves love, that they just actually like themselves as they are, and they're not like beating themselves up and making them change. You actually are like upset about that. But when you begin doing the work of loving yourself, because it's as simple as making a decision to do so, you look at the other people around you and you go, oh my gosh, everyone's beautiful. Like, you look at every single person and you look at their face, and it is like you're seeing the face of God. You see how magical and amazing they truly are. And so that's what I wish for you. I wish for you to know that you are perfect. You are. So if you are not having kind thoughts about your body, I want to encourage you that it's as simple as just deciding, I'm not going to be so mean to me today. What if I just decide my stomach is perfect? What if I decide my face is perfect? My breasts are perfect. My legs are magical. Every inch of your skin, every inch of your body is pure perfection. No matter what it looks like, no matter how others might perceive it. It matters how you perceive it. All right, friends, I love you. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.